Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stamping Up at frenchiestamps.com. Today, it's all about the mass. It's something sometimes we miss in the catalog, right? It's the number 3 here on page 128 of the annual catalog. I purchased mass before and I didn't use it often, but then from our team swap, Carol Plum did this card and it got my attention that right away I ordered the mask. And not only that I ordered the masks and received them, I went to town with them. Wait till you see everything that I done with it. And I got some great tips to share with you with the masks. So again, it's those masks. So it's a layer, put it that way. So you got two set that you can layer. You can use them single or you can layer them. So I got a bunch of them. So this is with the plaid. See, you don't have to do the full sheet neither. You can do partial like I done here. I use them, tried them on many colors. And you're going to see on my blog many of them. See, like for the Halloween here, I did the candy corn with this. This one here is going to be a little frame. And then this one, I got a moose to go on it. So I didn't finish the card because I wanted to share with you the background because that's what we're going to concentrate on. This one here, for me, it's one of my favorite. And the reason it looks so 3D. So the mosaic and this one going to be just circle with thinking of you. So it's not really a Christmas card. It's more, I love cards just because I know I talk about it a lot, but I like it because you don't have to wait for a special occasion to send card. And I know most of us make card and they just collect us, send those cards. See this cute little moose? Just so that's the single layer. So I didn't put the double layer on it. And so like this one here, you can see I got the top square on it. Or let me compare blue with the blue. See, this one I get the top square on top. So you can use single layer or full layer. This one is the single layer. See, this one, it's you get that little flower on the top. Not flower, but the little pattern. So let's get started. And so I like to start with a piece of cardstock that it's like a quarter sheet, well, a little bit smaller, 4 by 5 1/4. It's a perfect layer for the top of a card. You don't have to use a full layer. You can use just bits and pieces, but we're going to start with this. So this one here, the plaid, I like to use with the small one, and it's just preference. Now, the magic to this, I like to use painter's tape. And you're going to understand in a minute why I like to use painter's tape. I like to use my grid paper, and then another tape that I like to use with this, it's the removable double-sided tape. I use quite a bit of that. You can use maybe just a little piece of seal because it's going to go in the back. It don't matter. It's just this remove easy. Now I'm going to put, excuse me, I'm going to align my piece of cardstock right in the grid so I know it's straight. Now I'm going to take this piece, and for some reason one side feels smoother than the other. I like the smooth side facing up. Now I'm going to align this equally. So I pay attention on the side and then the bottom. And right now I just put in boom and it's pretty much right on. So I just make sure that I align this with my grid paper also. So that make it easier. Now I'm going to use my painter's tape, put it right at the top here, like this. Now, this one here, I'm going to do, we're going to do orange. That's going to be pumpkin pie. So I'm going to go ahead and do my pumpkin pie. So I'm going to hold it. I don't put another piece of tape at the bottom there. You're going to see the reason why. So I'm going to hold this tight, because if you don't hold it, see, it's want to like move, so then you wouldn't have a good imprint. It would slide under. That's what I mean. Always like to tap on the side first and then come in. And I won't do the full thing like the other one. I'm going to do bits and pieces. So you can cover the whole thing or do bits and pieces. Sometimes I like bits and pieces better. So I'm going to go, I think I had something dark on my, see, it's not very, or, oh, I know what, I didn't wash my mat when I finish, and I should have known better. Now I remember I did another card at the last minute. Going to share what I mean by that. So now you will understand why it's important when you're done. You need a, I call it my inky rag. We're going to have to wipe it. If not, see, you get different color. So now I get those two dark. I'm going to put a dark right here. And then I'm just going to blend lightly here, just a little bit, so I get different tone. Okay, if I would want to use, do more of that color, I wouldn't have to wipe it, but leave it down. If that's it, take your rag. This have to be a dry rag, because if it's wet, you're going to have a very mess, okay? Wipe it. See? We're going to lift this up. To be honest, I really like that color. So you see the variation in it. Now, the second one going to be the big square. And again, one side feel more, going to make sure to wipe it, this one. I'm going to go with a dark color, so really it don't matter. You know what? I'm going to go with orange. Okay, now again, you're going to align that and try to have that right at the same proportion. So the best thing for this, I like, it's going to go in the center of a square, okay? So right, it should be about this. I'm going to go more up, up. Here we go. So now I align that very good here. So I make sure it's the same proportion here and all around. So this one was straight, so this one going to be straight. Just want to make sure it's the same on each side. Right now I see I'm off a bit, so I'm going to move that a bit so it look I get the same proportion at all place. So now that I know this is straight, so that's why I find it easier to do the small one first and then come with the bigger one. Now I'm going to, oops, take a piece and make sure it's still straight. So that's why I love to have my grid paper, because that's really my lifesaver to see if I'm straight also. Going to put that there. Now, I wanted to use that orange, and because this one get more brown because I had brown. So now I'm going to come back. I thought to use crumb cake, but now I'm going to use pumpkin. And it should be more pumpkin. So now I'm going to go and add some pumpkin. And this one, I think I'm going to add pretty much all of my paper. I will not, just a little one, I'm going to keep light and dark. So it's just to show you can make your own pattern too, pretty much. So now before I wipe this, what I would do is lift this up. Ooh, that looked pretty good, but I want more orange. So now I can go ahead and flip it back. And then I can come back and add more. See, now I saw I wanted very much more orange. So now I can come back and add more color. So that's pretty much it to how you're going to work your background. So if you want just one of the pattern, you don't have to double layer it. You don't have to use the layer. Now, this should be done. Let me See, boom. Now I'm going to take my rag and wipe it. So then my mat should be good for the next one. Also, if you want to add more of this one, see, you can put it right back down and where's my brown? You can go and add some. So you can come back. That's why I like to do it this way. Also, if I want to do more than one card, this is a great way to do it. Now I better. So let me remove this. And now let me share a tip. Let's say you want to do a second card. It's easy if you get the same size. You're going to take your paper and put it right where it's all at the edge. So you know exactly where to go. And then you can start a second card. Very simple. Now we're going to keep that one close. And now we're going to move to the mosaic. The mosaic, it's that one, I like to use the fine line first. So really, it's the more detail. Well, I don't know if I would call that more detail or this. So this one, this is the one. So again, one side feels smoother than the other. That's the side. I'm going to go ahead. This time, I'm going to use Berry Vanilla. And again, I like to use my removable double-sided tape. It's time for me to order some. I get mine on Amazon. We don't have much here in town, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that right here. Make sure it's straight. So that's why the grid paper, it is a big plus. Now I'm gonna go ahead and align this one here, and I try to again move it equally on each side. This one I can move it a little bit so I know that the proportion it's good on all around. So that looked good right here. You can see I did quite a bit. So what I align for, it's the edge of the mosaic. So that's why I find this one easier. You can put this one first if you want. Absolutely, it's no right and wrong. Maybe you just want this one. I find it easier to start with this pattern. You're going to see in a minute. Now I need a piece of my tape. And another reason for this tape, I think I said it, if you want to do more than one card, then you don't have to keep on aligning. Boom, it's done, okay? So this one, I'm going to go, okay, this card here, I'm going to finish it with the pumpkin, the Arvis, Hello Arvis. And this is how I'm going to finish this here, okay? I'm going to have the finished card on my blog, so just come and check that out. I'm going to use soft sucre, no, I'm going to use mint macaron for the background here. Let me, oh, I didn't check. I should have checked, but I think this one was good. Okay, so let's use the soft, no, mint macaron. And I know I had some green there, but that's okay. It's all going to work. And this is on Berry Vanilla. See, I should have started on my scrap and I wouldn't have that line there. I mean the blotch, not the line, but the blotch. So now we're going to lift this up. Et voila. Okay, so we got here darker and there darker. Let me fix that where I went, and so we're going to fix that. So I'm going to put quite a bit darker here. Quite a bit darker. Oh, that's why you see how it lift up. You want to hold that. Then I'm going to go darker here. I'm just going to do bits and pieces of the darker. Et voila. So now you see I got variation in it. So you don't have to do all uniform. So you can leave it like that. That would be like this one over here. Or you can go ahead and put this piece. And this one, you're going to be able to align that. The camera, I'm sure you cannot see through like I see through. You're going to see through and see your pattern, and all your flower fit in the middle of the pattern. After you align that, Going to take a piece of tape here, make sure I'm straight all around. So that's another thing that sometimes it's hard to see through, but if you know you're straight on the side, you start it straight, that's going to keep your pattern all in good proportion. Here we go. Going to put my piece of tape here. And then I thought to use soft succulent, but I think I'm going to use two colors here. Going to wipe this here, and I'm going to go ahead and do a bit of soft succulent. And then I'm going to use some with soft suede. So I'm doing three colors here. If you do three colors, you want to use the lighter color first. I mean, on one stencil, you want to use the light color to the darker and so on, okay? And also to make sure I don't mix my ink, you want to wipe this. And then I'm going to go. And okay, now lift this up and we're going to see what we get. Et voila. Okay, so I get a few places that I don't have, but overall, it's very, you don't have to have it all, like I said, right? But let me add just a little bit here, and I think, yes, boom. So now you see we get variation. This one, I wanted to do this pumpkin here. And of course, I'm going to put a greeting and finish this. So that is it for those one here. Also in the package, you got what I call the frame. So let me bring the frame here, and you can, I thought I had a piece of, it's two ways here that you could do this. So you can go ahead, put your frame here and see this way. Okay, and then you get your full frame, I call it. It's great to put a greeting. It came with those one too. So another thing you can do is take your tape. You can cover this. Oops. Cover this now. And oh, I need a piece of tape in the back. And now I'm going to go ahead and put this all around. So we're going to go ahead. Where's my, I want green because, okay, let me wipe because we had brown last time. So let me just make sure this is white. And then we're going to add the green. So you see, you can mix anything. It's no right or wrong. Et voila. Now you're going to take this and remove this and boom. You can have it this way also. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So now you see how you can mix that. Another thing you could do with these, let me remove this. Okay, I'm just going to put that there. Do I still have the tape there? Okay, you can do the reverse. So what I mean by that, you could put this here and do the same thing to have the plain, right? I keep that plain there. You don't have to do the other one. Or let's say you want to have just the outline, so you can do this. It's called like masking, just like when you do the paper, but you got it in your frame here. So you can have it just this way, remove that, et voila. That is it, my friend. I hope that I inspire you to use those, oops, that got removed, to use the stencil, the mask. They are wonderful. Again, they are on page 128. I'm going to have many of those cards here that I share with you on my blog. Come check it out. And I will have all measurement and the supplies that I use. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, happy stamping, my friend.